you know, we use the term adaptable problem solving algorithm in here because again, I'm a huge fucking nerd. So that's what we're trying to give people. It's like, I want you to be able to problem solve on the fly without having to go, Rob, when a guy has this thing and he's gripping this, I'm like, well, it's obviously a range battle, dude. Just back up.
Here we go. Here to pick up Jeremy. It's running a little late. The alarm didn't go off. But that's okay. There he is. So it's the first time in a ferry for a very long time. Go to Nanaimo. Do some jiu-jitsu. With these photographer guys. Look at that.
I don't take photos.
He doesn't take photos, he takes videos. Actually,
do any photo?
No, he does the hard work. He does the editing.
Editing sucks.
Don't worry.
I love editing. I tried a few times, just not good. That's why I'm glad I built in NDs.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like right now, perfect time for it.
Oh yeah. He needs some powder there.
No, I don't care.
I'm just for the shot, JP. Just for the shot. Here, JP, you're the pro.
Pro selfie?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
The guy with the shortest arm. Hottest place in BC.
Lytton. What's Lytton?
Is it? It is. I've been there.
Whoa!
Hello.
Here it is.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. Good to see you.
You as well.
Started like videoing everything.
Oh, not well set up for this.
Don't even worry.
I didn't put my makeup on. Alright,
It's okay. Bigfoot is on, so.
so here's a
Okay. So we made it. First session of the day. Island top team. Nanaimo. Here we go.
Try to, essentially we're just going to try to complete the motion. You complete the motion, like if he doesn't do anything, for example, like I'll just come up, and I'll go to this side, and I'll just pin him. So to get a pin, you just need to stop him with like something just blocking their...
The term just comes from the idea is that I don't give a fuck about your jiu-jitsu. So there's always a restriction on one guy, so that he's not able to use a lot of, whether it's force or whether it's gripping. So this is fuck your jiu-jitsu top control, which means we want to use top control but only lever or frame based, never direct pressure. So we're learning how to move on top of somebody without allowing them to re-guard or come up on an underhook or whatever. So the idea is like there should always be a minimum amount of effort on the part of one person, so they're expressing the technique and the movements and the transitions as purely as possible, rather than trying to win by like holding somebody down. Yeah. So we use there's a huge emphasis in here on concept, but there's also a huge emphasis in here on movement. We want you to be able, or we want our students to be able to move effectively in any position, not just rely on like latching on to people for stuff. So like for example, if I were to do an armbar from the guard,
right? Like when I teach the armbar from the guard, I usually try to get people to get this control first, right? So you've got that elbow point, I've got the wrist, and then rather than being like, you know, like this kind of classical thing, and then you're trying to drive into me, right? Like how much time have you spent, like grab your bicep, and like how much time have you spent here trying to finish an armbar? So the problem with that for me, as far as his alignment is concerned, he's got posture, he's got structure, and he may have pretty good base. So our philosophy in here, like when we talk about, have you guys ever heard me talk about this shit before, like base, posture, structure as like as a score? Yeah. So our philosophy in here is you know, we call it alignment. Alignment is made up of base, posture, and structure. Every exchange that we have in jiu-jitsu is going to involve a score, where my alignment and your alignment are either 3-3, you know, it might be 3-2, it might be whatever it is. Our position on this is if I don't have 3, I never try to do anything except get back to 3. And if you have 3, I never try to do anything except get you down to 2 or 1 or 0. And then I try to do something to you. So in the case of a submission, like, you know, passing a guard or maybe sweeping someone, it can be 3-2 because, like, especially sweeps. Like, I can probably sweep you if I break your alignment a little bit. But to submit someone good, tough, strong, you better make it 3-1 or 3-0. Armbar, you know, Shane, when it's 3-2, he's too fucking strong. He's too good. He's too technical. So our philosophy is take it to 3-0 or 3-1 before I try submission. So if I'm starting to armbar you from the guard, and like let's say, you know, you manage to even give me, you know, this and this or this, like it doesn't, this stuff doesn't really matter that much. Because right now, like, notice I've moved around you, but like defend the arm, don't give me the armbar, right? Grab your bicep, yeah. There was no alignment break. So if we go back, and I managed to get this grip, so here, like, you would feel generally like pretty safe against the armbar because I don't have your arm in the center, right? Like normally I need to get your arm here so I can move my hips around it. But if your elbow's here, you're not in danger of me armbarring generally. So we just try to get this control, and then I'm gonna start to try to sweep you. And your instinct is to post your hand, and now I bring my hip underneath you to here. But notice how you still have alignment to a certain degree. I've broken your structure, I've broken your base, so it's 3-1. But let's say you're really strong, and I come around and I do this, drive back into me. See, you just fixed all of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. I'm going to try to sweep you, and I'm going to break your posture.
What was it? Sorry, where was it?
So the distinction is if my legs are here, which is where you usually see them, right? And he does this. There's not a whole lot that I'm able, like, defend the armbar. Grab your bicep. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. You can even put your hand like inside, all that kind of stuff. So now, you know, like you've been here, I'll do all this kind of stuff, trying to sweep the guy, right? The objective for me is to break your posture.
Which is shifting his head there, yeah?
Right, I'm putting your head sideways. So in the entry to the armbar, I never put my legs in this position. I put it open.
Interesting.
Right? Over and do this. I've got a ratchet lever now. I keep pulling this down until his hip turns, and then I kick away, keeping the lever, and I get up. So it's literally just this, turn, kick, and get up. Grab the knee, grab the hip lever, bend, put the knee on this side of the hip, create external rotation. obviously.
So yesterday when I was with JP
Yeah.
and I had that, you said step your leg through.
Yes,
right?
that's what I was talking about. So-
That's what you did there.
so if we're here-
so I don't go leg over. I don't worry about the head at all at this
No,
point.
well, if you're going for the arm bar, you do.
Yes.
But what I was suggesting is I'm going to tuck my foot in, just like a chair sit, like
Yes.
you guys have done the chair sit,
Yeah.
I'll take it back.
Yeah.
So I'm tucking my left leg in behind you like a chair sit,
Yeah.
maintaining this internal rotation and bringing my leg across your hip.
Okay.
Right? And then I'm going to start to pull you
Yeah.
and move you to here.
Okay.
Right? So I either go right to the body, try and go put my hooks in if I want, points,
Or
or
your
move
hips
into the or I move into the weak side back attack angle.
Yeah.
Which is this, where I've got my hip back so that I can start trying to trap your arm.
Yeah.
And I'm maintaining the Kimura grip, so that I can always move back into the arm bar. And now you see we're in that arm bar position the way that we do the arm bar, rather than coming up to here.
Yeah.
I'm already here. Yeah. So I'm able to immediately cut into my arm bar the way
Yeah.
I want it to.
Okay.
Because you're not doing a Kimura grip right now. Your hands are backwards. Yeah, hands backwards. There you go. And now,
Maybe that's one of the problems too.
Rather than leaving the ego at the door kind of thing, it's actually internalizing.
yeah, well, so that phrase, and this is maybe a little bit like out there, but I don't like that phrase. The way I try to explain it is, it's not the ego that's the problem. It's what you focus your ego on. Because if you have a huge ego, like if you're really like ego just means that I'm really proud. It's like I'm invested in something, right? So if you're invested in the idea of being like a bad motherfucker, then the way you come into the gym, the way you train, the way you roll is going to be very different than if you're invested in the idea of being a good training partner. Right? Like if you come in and like, I want to be the best training partner possible, or I want to be the best student. Like if you have an ego about that, like you're like a healthy ego, you're like, okay, I want to come in and I want to work on my guard retention and like my Kimura control, and I want to get that as good as possible, then you're going to find ways to make that happen in ways that are productive and healthy and help you and help your training partners. If you come in and you're like, man, I'm gonna Kimura some fools today, then you're gonna come in, you're gonna be a douchebag, you're gonna like be cranking on white belts and all that sort of thing. So it's not like, I don't think that it's not leave your ego at the door, it's come in with a healthy attitude towards growth. And you can have an ego about it. Like, I have an ego about being a good teacher.
Yeah.
I absolutely do. Like, I come in every day, I'm like, all right, I wanna do a really good job of teaching. What I try not to have an ego about is appearing to be a good teacher. Like coming, like if someone asks me a question, I'm like, I don't know the answer to that, but I want to appear to be really fucking smart and know my shit, so I'm gonna fake my way through it. So that's some stuff I try not to do, right? It's like when you ask about the north-south choke, I'm like, that is not my best move. I might have some stuff that can help you, and if so, great, but I'm not gonna pretend like that's an A-game thing for me. Whereas if you ask like, hey man, guillotine, like, a lot of our guys have fantastic guillotines. I feel super comfortable teaching that to anybody. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's like, I got an ego about being a good teacher, but I try to have it be about actually being a good teacher, which means that to me, being a good teacher is that I sacrifice to make my students better.
For sure.
So if it means making myself look worse so that my student can benefit, or if it means like rolling with somebody and like I know I'm gonna lose. Like if I'm rolling with Shane, right? Like when we were getting him ready for ADCC trials. I can come in, and if I play a certain game with Shane, I can have a stalemate round. I can maybe even beat him sometimes, but it's got to be me trying to like dictate the pace, only allow certain positions to happen, take it into areas of strength. But is he going to face someone who rolls like me at ADCC trials? Probably not.
No,
He's going to face guys that are either very wrestling heavy or whatever. So I would come in and be like, all right, I'm going to try to give Shane different looks. Like I'm going to pursue stuff to give him a lot of, which means I got my fucking ass kicked. Like I'd come in and be like, God damn it, I'm just going to get worked for like every single session because I'm going to be going for shit. And he's so much bigger, stronger, faster than me that whenever there's a vulnerability, I'm going to pay for it. And so that's kind of how, like, all right, but that's what I got to do. Like, I'm here to make his experience better, not to come in and be like, let me show. And sometimes I would, because sometimes he did need to feel like he couldn't just like get shit on someone. So we did some of those rounds, and So it kind of, I know I'm kind of going off.
No,
on
for sure,
tangents,
I
but
get
like
it.
if
I
you
get
come
it.
in and you're like, I want to be a good student. I'm invested in being a good student. I'm invested in being a good training partner. I have an ego about it, but it's a healthy ego.
Yeah.
You're gonna do great. If you have an ego about coming in and training safely, how can you go wrong?
True.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a debate. Like if you have an ego about getting better and you don't know what the best way to get better is, you're gonna come in and you're gonna actually get worse, or you're gonna plateau, or you won't improve as quickly as you
Yeah.
can.